What's up everybody, it's Laura here. So today's video is quite different in comparison to all my other videos because it's not a funny video, it's a lot more serious. The topic that I'm talking about today is very serious, but it's a topic that I've wanted to talk about for quite a long time, but I've just not had the courage to talk about it. I've not been able to find the words until recently. So now that I've found the words and found the courage, I'm gonna do it. The topic of the video is mental health. I know that there's a stigma around mental health, which is quite frankly disgusting. There was a quote I read the other day that summed it up perfectly, and it was, "When we break our arm, everyone runs forward to sign the cast, but when we tell someone we have depression, everyone runs the other way." Now, I don't have depression, but I can see where that quote is coming from. So this is going to be kind of like a mental health story. I'm going to be telling you guys what is going on up here because I just want to get it out. This might inspire other people who are going through a similar situation to me to know that they're not on their own and that there's someone out there who understands their situation. Also, this is not a pity party. I'm not asking for sympathy or anything. This is just me literally talking about how I'm feeling, what's going on in my head, and what I'm going through. So my mental health story technically starts when I was 4 years old. I was diagnosed with a condition called Asperger's syndrome, which I have talked about Asperger's in the past, but for those of you who don't know, I do have a condition called Asperger's syndrome, which is a mild form of autism. It's on the autistic spectrum. It's also known as ASD, or autistic spectrum disorder. I don't like it. The reason why I don't like it is because disorder makes it sound like there's something wrong with me, when actually it's something different about me. It's basically, it impairs things like social communication, social interaction, and social imagination. Now, social communication is how I communicate to other people. Interaction is exactly what it says on the tin. It's how I interact with other people. And social imagination, now this is the one that I find difficult to explain. So when I'm talking to other people about it, I use an example involving cops and robbers, the kids game. It's like when you're a kid and you're playing cops and robbers. Someone with Asperger's might find it difficult to play cops and robbers because they might not be able to empathize or understand what it would be like to be a cop or a robber, and that would not let them enjoy the game. And I never could play cops and robbers as a kid, but honestly, I have a lot to thank drama and acting for, because that has taught me quite a lot, not only with social imagination, because I feel like that's not really an issue as much for me anymore, but also about communication and interaction. But one thing that is quite prominent with people with Asperger's is the fact that we get anxious about change, like immediate change that we haven't been made aware of. So, for example, if I was to go to a lecture and then it says, "Oh, it's been cancelled," I'm not a happy bunny. That would put me in a downer for the whole day. It's like when I was at school and I had substitute teachers. Without knowing about it, I would not be myself for the whole lesson. I'd just be sat there in a funk, like getting anxious about change. That was the main issue. But anxiety when I was younger came in the form of meltdowns. Basically for me, a meltdown in my eyes is when my emotions just take over, and it's like emotional vomit, basically. Like, I've had bad meltdowns in the past where I've been screaming, I've been like panicky, not able to breathe properly, like crying, full on screaming. Like, that was me when I was a kid. I don't really have meltdowns anymore. I've only had one meltdown recently, and that was like my first meltdown in like 10 years. So that was pretty scary. But there is a strong relationship between having Asperger's and having anxiety. So that's what I want to talk about right now. Anxiety has been a prominent part of my life for the past few months, and it has gotten to the point where I just can't even. Some of you might know this about me, but if you don't, sometimes, every so often, I may have a panic attack, which that's not new information. I used to have panic attacks every now and again when I was like in secondary school, up to college. Like, they would happen, like, maybe once every few months. But it wasn't anything major. And I remember my last panic attack was when I was about 18, and I didn't have another panic attack for about a year and a half. And I was like, wait, I don't have panic attacks anymore. I'm really happy. I'm free, finally. But that changed. When I came to uni, I was hit with a fuck ton of changes. Like, you're on your own, you're fending for yourself, you're surrounded by loads of people that you don't know. This made my brain, like, what? I just couldn't cope for the first few months. It was really, really difficult. And a lot of stuff was going on in the background as well, which didn't help. At the beginning of this year, I had a panic attack, and it was bad. When I said that I thought I was free of panic attacks, no, I was wrong. So back in January or February of this year, I was on a front of house team for a production of A Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams, which I absolutely love that show. It's really, really good. And this particular production was fantastic. It was amazing. But I remember it was the Friday night show, and I just wasn't myself. And even I don't know why I wasn't myself. But I was kind of like, you know, not feeling great. But then after the show, my front of house manager asked if I could speak to them. And I had a word with them. And they asked me if I was okay. And I said, yeah, I'm fine. But, like, in that moment, I was like, but am I fine? Like, and I started thinking, what if he sees? What if he knows that I'm not fine? What am I going to do? And I just, all these emotions started going round and round and round in my head. And it all just came out. And I had a panic attack, which was bad. And it wasn't, like, a severe panic attack. It was quite mild. But I managed to get through it. But then the next day, I was thinking about it, and I was like, wait, did that just happen? But then I thought, okay, it's just a blip, no big deal, I'll be fine. But then it happened again. And that was at a social event with some friends. Again, I don't know why I panicked. Like, and then afterwards I thought, okay, well, this happened. And I tried to, like, piece it together. And then they just kept happening. Like, I had one while I was in class, and I forgot my lines in class, and I panicked. But luckily my tutor was really understanding. And I remember my tutor asking me, is it an anxiety thing? And my answer was yes. And that was the first time I admitted to anybody, even my family, that I had some form of anxiety. That took a massive weight off my shoulders. Like, being able to say, I have problems with anxiety. But yeah, it's not just panic attacking. I do want to put that out there. It's not just panic attacking. It's worrying about the little things in your head. Say if I'm in a queue in a shop and I have, like, I don't know, a coffee or something. If I'm going to order a coffee and I'm worried, do I have the right amount of change? Do I have the right amount of change? Or if I'm on a bus, I'm like, do I know the name of the stop? Do I know it? Like, what is it? I can't remember. Oh, God. Like, you know, it's those little things. It's not just panic attacking. But then I went home over the summer break and I was fine. But then when I came back, I had 2 panic attacks in very quick succession. Usually for me, the quickest succession I've had for a panic attack is about 3 weeks. This one happened over 2 weeks. But the reason I found the courage to actually talk about this is because of a panic attack I had quite recently. It happened yesterday, of the day that I'm recording this video. Some things that kind of trigger panic attacks include, like, massive crowds. Like, when I was at a drama event where we were all, like, crammed in, like cattle. It wasn't until afterwards that I had the panic attack. Because in the moment, I managed to hold myself together, which was a massive stepping stone. But afterwards, just thinking about it made me panic, and I needed to go outside with a friend. But I did have a panic attack yesterday, the day before I filmed this. And that one caught me off guard. That was the first time that I've had a panic attack and not sensed it coming. Usually if I have a panic attack, I will know. I don't feel right, something's not right. But this one just caught me off guard. So yesterday I wasn't feeling very well, and I was talking to some of my radio drama friends, which I was in a radio drama class, which I love radio drama, it's awesome. But I was talking to some of my friends and I made this joke, like, and it came off a bit not of a joke. if you get what I'm saying. It's probably the way that I said it came off a bit harsh, and I thought afterwards, oh my god, I'm such an asshole. I didn't mean that, oh god. But then I just felt really sick and I needed to lie on the floor. But at the time, there's only 6 of us in the room and my tutor was helping another group, so that was okay. So I was lying on the floor and I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I just shut my eyes, concentrated on breathing, absolutely fine, not feeling sick, I'm fine. But then I felt myself shaking and I just thought, oh god, I need to get out of there. And it wasn't like I was in a massive crowd, it was like I felt like the walls were closing in. And that is a horrible feeling. I hate that feeling when you feel like the walls are closing in and you feel like you're trapped. That is literally what it's like. It's like you're trapped, but not physically, if that makes sense. And I just remember needing to get out of there and just be like, I need to go. And I bolted it out of the room, sat on the steps, just streaming my eyes out, like shaking, crying, feeling like I couldn't breathe. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of emotional talking about it. Well, because it only happened yesterday, I am getting quite... But I just ran out of the room. I just felt like I couldn't do it. And I just felt so scared. But I thought, okay, I'm on my own. I'm okay. I'm going to be fine. But obviously that wasn't processing in my head. And then all of a sudden I just felt like a hand on my shoulder and someone telling me it's okay. Just breathe. It's okay. You're fine. I'm right here. And it was one of my friends who came out to talk to me. And honestly, I just... yeah. And then all of my thoughts and feelings and emotions just came out. And, you know, my friend, like, put up with me. So I just want to say really quickly that if you are one of those people who's like helped me out or, you know, sat with me or talked to me or tried to calm me down when I've had a panic attack, thank you so much. You words can't describe how grateful I am to have you guys in my life. Just thank you. So one of my friends said to me yesterday about always keep fighting, and I talk about always keep fighting all the time. In fact, I've written it on my wrist today. If I'm having a bit of a hard time, I will usually like write it down. If it's on a notebook page or if it's on my wrist, like today it was on my wrist. But it's kind of like that message that I need to keep going, I need to keep fighting it. It means a lot to me, and some people don't understand it, but some people do, and that's great. That's basically it. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to come on here and tell you guys. My name's Laura, I'm 20 years old, and I struggle with anxiety. And you know what? It feels really good to tell you guys that. It feels great to say that I do struggle with it, and it feels great to say it. It feels like a weight has just come off my shoulders, just saying that I have anxiety issues. I do have panic attacks, but you know what? That's okay. And it's okay not to be okay. Deep breath. Okay, so that was my video today. Just me talking about how I'm feeling. If you stay till the end, then thank you very much. It really means a lot. And to anyone else who is going through similar things to what I'm going through, please know that you are not on your own. You are not alone. And that there are people out there who understand how you feel. And there are people that you can talk to if you ever need to. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching this video and being patient with me. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye guys.